California is now one step closer to apologizing to Black Californians for slavery and decades of discriminatory policies. In a vote of 62-0, the Assembly approved the Bill 3089. Many Republicans abstained from voting. Assemblymember Reginald Jones Sawyer from Los Angeles authored the bill and called today's vote historic. Jones Sawyer also served on California's Reparations task force that developed more than 100 proposals for the state to make amends for policies that negatively targeted and excluded Black Californians.
If you're an enslaved person, the fugitive slave law allowed slave owners in the South to come here and capture escaped slaves and bring them back to their plantations in the South. The courts that said that segregation was legal here and okay to perpetrate on African Americans here in the state.
The bill now heads to the Senate. Several other bills dealing with restitution for racially motivated land taking, creating an agency to oversee reparations, and a funding source for reparations all passed Senate committees today, and they'll be up for a floor vote next week.
All right, so the bill that they're referring to is Assembly Bill 3089, titled Chattel Slavery, Formal Apology. That's Assembly Bill number 3089, which was approved by Governor Newsom September 26, 2024, and filed with the Secretary of State, which would be Dr. Shirley Weber, on September 26, 2024. AB 3089, Jones Sawyer, chattel slavery, formal apology. All right. I'm not going to go into this whole bill, but I wanted to highlight this section here. Actually, let's read this paragraph here. It says the bill would provide that the state of California recognizes and accepts responsibility for all of the harms and atrocities committed by the state, its representatives thereof, and entities under its jurisdiction who promoted, facilitated, enforced, and permitted the institution of chattel slavery and the enduring legacy of ongoing badges and incidents from which the systemic structures of discrimination have come to exist. The bill would further provide that the state of California apologizes for perpetuating the harms African Americans have faced and affirms its role in protecting the descendants of enslaved people and all Black Californians. The bill would require a plaque. Okay, see that? A plaque memorializing this apology to be publicly and conspicuously installed and maintained in the state capitol building. The bill would impose various duties on the Department of General Services and the Joint Rules Committee relating to the installation and maintenance of the plaque. The bill would authorize the Department of General Services and the Joint Rules Committee to receive money from grants and private donations and would continuously appropriate those funds for this purpose as specified. The bill would require the legislature to prepare a formal apology and would request it be signed by specified state leaders. The bill would require the state secretary to submit a final copy of this formal apology to the state archives, where it would be available for viewing by the general public in perpetuity. The bill would include related legislative findings. All right, so on the next clip, Kim and myself, we're actually going to go ahead and see if we can actually find this plaque. This is as of June 19th, 2025, in which Kim and myself from ETM the Mass Media Group went and joined some comrades for the raising of the flag on the Capitol. And since we happened to be on the Capitol steps and it was Juneteenth, we went in to see if we can actually find this plaque. So let's go to the next clip. Let's go. Actually, before we go to the next clip where we're gonna go on our scavenger hunt to find this plaque, just wanted to read some comments, or I guess technically this is the fiscal comments section from, looks like this is the Assembly Floor Bill Analysis for AB 3089. Let's double check, I think. Yes, this should be the the assembly analysis. So let's go down to see how much this plaque could cost. All right. According to the Senate Appropriations Analysis, sorry, my bad, not the Assembly, but the Senate. According to the Senate Appropriations Analysis, the Department of General Services, DGS, estimates $110,000 to $155,000 in one-time costs and $250 per year in ongoing costs general fund to comply with this bill. Specifically, DGS indicates a one-time cost of $25,000 to $50,000 for the design of the plaque, $30,000 to $50,000 for installation of the plaque, $35,000 for environmental and historic documentation, and $20,000 for project management and inspection. Maintenance costs are anticipated to be approximately $250 per year. So after further investigating, it looks like in the Budget Act of SB 101 of 2025, it looks like they actually did allocate $500,000 within the budget. So I don't know if how they got that $500,000 from what we read previously in the analysis, but it looks like they are allocating $500,000 for the statue or plaque. I think it's a plaque, yeah. So here's the line item in the budget bill. Guess let's go ahead and read it. It says, notwithstanding any other law of the amount appropriate in Schedule 2, $500,000 shall be available for the planning, design, construction, and installation of a plaque memorializing the state's formal apology for chattel slavery pursuant to Chapter 4.5, commencing with Section 8031 of Division 1 of the Title II of the Government Code, and shall constitute an express appropriation for the alteration or modification of the color, detail, design, structure, or fixtures of the historically restored areas of the first, second, and third floors and the exterior of the west wing of the state capitol as required by Section 28 of Article 4 of the California Constitution. All right, so we are at the Capitol building, and what are we looking for?
We are in the basement, and we are going on an Easter egg hunt to look for our reparations apology plaque that we hear was commissioned for $500,000.
Whopping $500,000. Okay, so let's go watch for the plaque.
Let's go find it.
All right, so I have no idea where we're going, but here you go. We're at the museum.
Let's just look for plaques. If you were a plaque, where would you be? Maybe this way.
Are we getting hot, cold?
I think we're cold.
You think we're cold? Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. Capital Annex Project. Yeah, that's a big
Oh, the annex.
waste of taxpayer money.
I think they're supposed to be revitalizing it or something like that.
Something like that. From my understanding of the coverage I've seen, they're building a building with secret hallways so they don't run into the.
Does that look like Ronald Reagan? All right, so where else are we supposed to go here? All right, so we are looking.
I think we're getting hotter.
Are we getting hotter? The plaque's supposed to be around here somewhere.
I think so.
All right. A plaque. Did they even say where it might be? They said it's somewhere in the basement area.
I'm just assuming it would be the basement because I think I've seen plaques.
Rotunda. And it was supposed to be this year?
I mean, who knows?
Is this a restaurant down here? Yeah, here's a restaurant.
Yes. Where is?
No plaque.
Where's
Let's see, a plaque in here.
I
No.
don't see a plaque, but I don't
No
see
plaque.
any plaque. So maybe
Yeah,
we should
no
ask
plaque.
somebody if you-
All right, so we could not find a plaque here at the basement, so I guess we're gonna head over to the other building.
Right, we
to
spoke
see if-
with a docent-esque person who indicated that she's heard nothing about a reparations plaque going up, and that plaques typically would go out in the park or perhaps at the swing building, and the last, and there's usually a ceremony to go along with it, some pomp and circumstance. And she hasn't heard anything about reparations. The last she heard was an indigenous recognition plaque.
Yep.